Okay, we're gonna react to this very specific video that was posted on Asians with Attitude. Shout out to Asian with Attitude.
Yeah. AZN.
All right. Oh man, I gotta find out where this clip freaking starts. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna turn this around when the clip restarts because it's a freaking IG clip. Okay.
So what are we watching? Some Asian hate?
No, it's not Asian.
Steve, no peaks.
Ready?
I'm looking at you.
Let me see.
What is that? White guys in Thailand, guys in Eastern, guys in Eastern Europe.
What? It's making it easier for everybody.
Thank you, Joe.
Versus Asian guys in Eastern Europe. Okay.
Any thoughts?
They look like Chinese guys.
Oh, so it's like white guys with Asian chicks
girls are
and then
ugly,
Asian.
and then Asian guys with white girls are good-looking couples. This is some weird shit, man.
I don't understand what they're trying to point out.
Is it a joke or?
Is it
not
like
a joke.
all of them are like that?
What are they trying to point?
Like it's like old, ugly, dirty white men are like trying to find like little petite like Asian. It's like a fetish almost. Whereas like Asian guys with white women in Europe, they're like starting families and stuff like that, like walking children down escalators.
Also, it's like our favorite TLC show where they go abroad.
90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Is that kind of what it's maybe implying?
I think it's touching on the sentiment that a lot of like the very neck sharky thought that like if you're like a Asian woman, then you would settle for a mediocre white guy. But for an Asian guy to get a European woman, he'd have to be like the top Asian guy.
That's not even the same thing. That's not even.
What's wrong with that?
I saw some. Yeah. I saw some good-looking couples that weren't. Yeah, I don't know.
That's just how life is.
Let's be shallow for 1 second about it. Okay?
I'm very shallow.
For 1 second. So let's just assume, hypothetically, if you just boil it down to you don't know anything about the person, so you make assumptions based off the genetics, aka things like sex, right?
Yeah.
If you're an Asian woman, if you're gonna go for any white dude, they might just have a bigger dick than any Asian guy. So if the Asian guy's going for a European white chick, he better be coming with a bunch of the whole package because he don't have the whole package down there. So that would be a genetic stereotype, right? Now, on the other hand, there's also this thing. If you're an Asian dude and you already have the white chick at this pedestal, you're going for the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? You're always going to be hunting for something that you just think is dope regardless. So if you go into the land of all these white ladies in glorious Europe, you're going to try and hunt and do something amazing with it. Now, if these white guys are going to Asian areas, like the women who are either stuck there or staying there, they're just going to work with what they're receiving. So it's different. You know what I mean? Their pool of people that they can receive is just whoever comes over. Whereas the Asian guy is going over there, he's getting the whole fucking ocean.
In the real world, if you're a woman, you can use your looks to pull rich dudes. That's a motherfucking fact. If you want to.
I don't even think this is apples to apples because it's like, all right, a Walmart international couple like me and Hannah. That's a Walmart international couple versus
Dollar Tree.
Hermes international couple.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, yeah. Let's say there's a white and Asian international couple and they meet at the fucking Gucci store and then they're like, oh, you like Gucci too? You're probably gonna have two hot motherfuckers getting together, right?
They both put their hands
like,
in Gucci glasses.
Yeah.
They're showing examples of like the worst.
Yeah, and that is
And
true.
then it's like-
yeah. Not like these are conventionally unattractive, both Asian and white in the first example.
No.
Position? Is it supposed to be like, look at this?
I think wishful thinking it's meant to be.
Asian girl, and then flip it around, and you see.
Yeah.
We live in a world right now.
Those are super opposite examples. It's like you're gonna look at these socialite, beautiful people in Europe. Like you're looking at the top,
Bro.
They're hot everywhere.
We live in a world right now
Yeah.
where hot bitches in Miami are rolling over, looking at some rich ass, fucking gross ass white dude and going, ugh, goddamn, I gotta deal with this again all day.
It's domestic too.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it's worldwide.
So what are we talking about?
Right.
Like, are they trying to point as Asians with attitude?
that's up for-
I think they're trying to. They're joking about it.
That's up for us to decide because it's not explicitly saying it. It's just saying white guys in Thailand versus Asian guys in Europe.
This is what I think. Okay, when you're in Southeast Asia, that's what you see. When you're in Amsterdam, you see old Japanese businessmen picking up young white girls in Europe. because that's sex tourism. That's all that is.
Right, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't make that regional comparison.
Exactly,
If the
yeah.
Asian guy's going to Europe, there's a shit ton of white women, so he's taking his pick of the litter. Just like the white guy's going to Asia, he's taking his pick of the litter because there's a shit ton of Asian women.
This is lazy content. Yeah. And we do it too. Sometimes, we take a video or two off. Okay. It happens.
The funny thing though is that when it says, the whole like fetishization thing that people always get up in arms about
Yes.
whenever they see this example of like an old white guy in a third world country. But it's like, if there was a third world country where everyone was white, wouldn't that also happen?
It does happen. It's called mail order brides.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But that's not third world, is it?
it was.
That's a similar concept, right? You order some fucking Russian bitches to come over or whatever, to wash your floors.
Sluts.
No, there's some really poor Eastern European countries. It's like Southeast Asia level. Like Belarus and all that. Like that happens. It doesn't look odd because it looks like a white couple.
Right.
So you don't know it's like this dude this loser from like I don't know like Fresno and nobody wants to marry his ass, so he's like, well, I like white girls, so I'm gonna go to Europe and then get a girl from like Belarus or something. And it doesn't look weird, right? But then like if they go to the Philippines, he stands out because he's the only white guy walking around. Yeah.
I have a family member, no names. He is, on Nikki's side, right? He married a Filipino chick, and he's Filipino. But he did this to please his mom, right? And his mom didn't give a fuck. Because his mom's like pure Filipino, right? But she didn't give a fuck because she just didn't like the chick. And so, like, he got a mail order bride, basically. And, like,
Damn.
that's his life.
Filipino mail order to a Filipino?
Yeah.
I've never. Well, no, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And he did it for his mom. But
He
the
did
mom
it to
doesn't
please
like
his
her.
mom. Mom didn't like her because she's like, she's interesting as a coffee table book.
Oh.
And so yeah, it was just like that.
Look, I have no problem with white men fetishizing Asian women.
Me neither.
I think it ups our stock in general. I think it's great.
I think fetishes are normal.
I have fetishes.
Like webbed feet or what?
No, like, some people like tall, short, fucking outfits, like fucking certain color hair.
big
Like, I feel like
Preferences.
big titties, small titties, big ass, small ass, whatever. I feel like fetishes are normal. You just got the flavor you like. And what's wrong with that?
Somebody said you don't have to go to Thailand to see this trash. You can go to a Golden State Warriors game.
So true. Thank you.
That's
exactly.
so funny.
What are you talking about?
Damn, that's kind of
That's
good.
everywhere. Dude, go to a Zara, dude.
Go to a Zara. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with fetishes, man.
Damn, going to a Golden State Warrior game hits fucking funny.
pretty-
But living in
Funny, dude.
Vegas,
That's really good.
this is like everywhere, bro.
Yeah, you see that a lot, right?
You even see that with like old white guy, young white girl. It's same shit.
When you see that, do you first think white guy fetish or do you think
I think happy, unhappy. Happy, unhappy.
which one's unhappy?
The
younger
old
one.
rich dude's happy, the young bitch is not happy.
Oh, I think
Rich.
last
But then she
chance.
looks at her bag and goes, happy.
Yeah. She looks at her husband, "Ugh, not happy. Bag, happy.
And she's like waiting for him to die.
You know how like we live in pretty hot tourist cities, but specifically Vegas and Honolulu, they're very big mistress cities. So me and Hannah would play the game of daughter or hooker, right? So we would kind of like observe like, does that daddy-daughter relationship, or his hand is going around the hip and that looks like, oh, mistress.
Yeah, it's
You know?
hard to tell sometimes.
I think it doesn't stand out if they're like the same race.
Percentage wise, how often did you say daughter?
I don't know, but there's a lot of hookers.
There's a lot of hookers. I have another family member, no names again, Filipino chick, goes on daddy-daughter dates.
But do they kiss at the end?
No, they don't kiss.
Goes on daddy.
Is that bad? You're just going on a date.
They just
But
call.
like they get all dressed up and shit,
Oh.
and they go to a place.
Well, that's sweet, right?
And they call it a daddy-daughter date. That's fine with you?
I do that with Taika. We'll do a match.
Well, as long as the dad's like, I hope I'm getting laid tonight. He's not like that, then I think it's fine.
I don't
Okay, I
think
think
so.
it's fine.
I haven't been there though.
What?
Wait, time out. This is over my head. What's a daddy-daughter date?
So they even call it that. A daddy-daughter date is when like they go out to like a restaurant or some shit.
But I heard that a million, like there's a lot of
Spending time with your dad, but they
yeah,
call
but
it.
why you gotta call it that?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
make
I
it
don't
a
like
thing that's
calling it
fun.
like
It's
that.
weird to me.
I think it's weird
It's just
to
weird.
I think it's weird to us because we fucking had a deficit of like parental love. Like it's
Maybe.
weird to me,
Oh,
but
but they're actually daddy and daughter.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's okay.
But what about
They were
this?
cosplaying?
Okay, pitch.
Like they're going to the movies or something.
Yep.
Like that's what.
Have you ever heard about? Have you ever heard what about when dads are like date your daughters?
Wait, you just flipped that.
Wait, what?
Date your daughter.
I think Jocko does it.
it's a thing. We did a video about it in here probably 4 years ago.
It's an initiative of like
It's a thing where dudes are like, hey, date your daughters, show them how it's done and shit, so that they
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
level
I
shit.
can understand that concept.
Yeah, but like, that's just.
You're not trying to be romantic with your daughter. It's just like taking her out, they go eat some food.
You gotta teach her how to French
Be a
kiss.
gentleman, right?
Teach her how it's
Kaline's already throwing up, so I don't
See?
know if it's normal.
It's weird.
I think there's like a difference
Thankfully, it's
between
fun.
being a good representation of being a good man as a father, but like placing the title as like date your daughter.
Thank you.
It's the title.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's how
Like-
it's
It's
yeah.
fucking
Is this
weird
weird?
shit.
Is this weird? 'Cause I do this with Taika. So I'll take him on a date, and we call it a date. We call it. We
Gay.
don't call it daddy-son date, bro. Like we're going on a date, and we wear matching outfits, and I take him to Durango, and we get pizza.
Yeah, but that's cute. But you're not saying date your son.
Screaming shit at
my
everyone.
son.
Yeah, there's it's the.
But we-
How about those things when they say a bro date? A bro date. How about a bro
Son.
date?
Nah,
Don't call it a date.
sick man. Don't
I think if it's like gay, it's totally fine because gay's cool. All right, I think when it comes to in a best case scenario, like the date your daughter concept, wouldn't it just be better to like, as a family outing, you're like treating your wife well, and then your daughter will know how a man should
That's
treat
what I said.
them.
It's you're setting the example of
Yeah,
what a
you
good
know,
What if
man
your daughter's
is.
hotter than your wife, though?
That's tough.
Okay. Yeah, we just did the same thing.
I'm scared of being a dad, and if I attempted to do this, if I like tried it, right, and I was like, let me show my daughter what it's like for how a guy should treat her. By the time she's, I don't know, like a preteen, and I'm doing that, aren't I the most uncool example of anything possible? That
Yes.
she would just go, well, I want a guy not like that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
such a good point.
Because it would just make her want a bad boy.
Well, so, okay, so you already know that.
car.
Treat your
You know,
wife
like-
the way that way, so she
You already
sees
know
it.
that. So once she's
Yeah, there we go.
preteen,
That's the thing. That's the key.
once she's preteen, you start negging out your fucking wife, right? Like you gotta play the game. You already know this shit.
Yeah, that the key. I think would
Yeah,
work
what I said's
better.
the best thing,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like having observable love with your parents rather than
Yeah, setting the example.
date fucking me. If I was a kid, I'm like, don't date me, dude.
I got first place in this video again.
It's a fucking competition.
I literally just said what he said, but I was like, oh yeah.